Hi, tech leads. So you've got the an enviable job of keeping your group together technologically. So the concept here is that you're in charge of all things electronic and making sure that everything is in one space for everything that the group are working on. So let's look through this. You can see that we need to make a shared folder first. Okay. So job one, let's make a shared folder. So first we need to go into um, Google Drive. Let's do that. So we're going to go into Google Drive, open it up. I've got so many tabs open today. Okay, and I'm just going to make a new folder. I'm not going to worry about where I save it yet. That's for you to choose. But I'm going to call it Cross Curricular Plan Planning. I'm going to call it that. I might call it the name of the book. So let's pretend I'm doing Bloom. Or you call it what you want so that you remember. But remember, Sue and I will be seeing it and sharing it too. And you create that folder. Now, with that folder made, you then need to either click on share here or right click and click share. Okay, and you need to share it with everyone else in your group. So let's imagine I'm sharing this with Dan and Elsa and Abby. Because they're working together. Okay, here's the plan. Here's the folder. But ignore, comma. This is for a video. Smelly face. Okay, so they've all got editing rights. That should mean anything they drop into that folder, or anything you drop as the tech lead into that folder, will be editable by them. So that's really important. The other two people you need to invite are Sue and me. Okay, so that we've got editing rights too. No, not Mrs. What did? Oh, because right. Let's try again. Oh, because I can't invite myself, can I? But yeah, invite me. It'll never invite me. There's my other email address. We could pretend that. So you need to find me and invite me. Don't invite Claire. She'll just be cross with you. Okay, and then you send that. So I'll send it, and then we'll get lots of confused emails. So now you can see there's a little icon in the folder that says this is shared with other people. Okay, so that when I go to sharing, it will say to me, hi, it's shared with Abby, Dan, Elsa and Sue, and they're all editors. That's important to do. Now anything I drop in here will now be editable by them. Your next step is you've got two choices and your group needs to make this choice, but you can just start off. So your next step is to open this blank creative curriculum grid that you are potentially working in. Okay, so this is the grid you're potentially working in, and you're going to make a copy, and then you're going to make sure it's saved in that folder. So you now need to find that folder. Really nice thing is Google Drive now kind of remembers things you're in recently, so it will suggest things you're in. So here I can go, yes, that's the folder I want to save it in. So you can just view contents, or you can select. Let's view contents to kind of take you all the way through it. You can see there's nothing in here, and then select. And then I'm going to call it, I can call it that actually for now, but I'm going to call it Bloom Planning. Okay, Abby, Elsa and Dan. Just so I remember who's doing it. Share it with the same people. You don't even need to tick. Let's see what happens if you don't even tick that. It should just be, it crops up on the right hand side now. In a moment. So there it is, and it's in there. Okay, now let's go and have a look to see who's got access to it. So you can see it already says shared with 4 people, and they should all have editing rights. There you go. Why? Because I dropped it into a folder that's got editing rights for everyone working in that folder. So now I don't need to remember to share things anymore. It's just there. Okay. Now I could, if I wanted to, choose my text. So let's go here, PitchBook choices. Here's Bloom. Okay, so let's now let's make a copy of that. Can I make a copy of it? Can I make a copy of a folder? Apparently I can't. Okay, let's go in. So there it is. So I could make a copy of this folder. So I don't want to move it. I want to, because I don't want to lose it. So make a copy, just so we've got it in our own little folder. Okay, that should now give me that option. Did I not click make a copy properly? Oh, there we go. Okay, and then I can move that. There we go, move. Okay, into the folder. I really don't need to do this, but you can see it says move it in there. Yes, move that copy in. Okay. You might not have the rights to do that actually, so it's fine. You will have the rights to make a copy, by the way. Okay, so there we go. That's now in there. So we've got a copy of the picture book that we're working on, and we've got a copy of the blank plan. Now, in the past, let's have a look. I've done everything you need to do first before I move on to the next bit. So ensure that it is a Google slide presentation. Yeah, of the chosen text. Done that. Note on the plan the specific year group you're planning. Okay, let's go through all these steps first and then move into the next bit. We can close that. And we abs is in already. So here we would write Bloom. Okay. And then here we would write who's the author and illustrator, what year it was published. And then we would also write who's working on it. Okay, so we would here write Abby, Elsa, and Dan, so that I know and Sue knows who's working on this plan. So that's all completely clear now. Okay, that's the main thing. You will also, when you've decided, because it might take you to the next session to decide, you will also write year group or year 4. Let's say you're planning it for year 4. I can't emphasize enough how much points you lose in the actual essay if you forget to write that year group on the first slide. So make sure you put it in. Okay, and then it says make sure you've got the year group you're planning for. Once you've decided, you can change this when you begin looking at curriculum expectations through that. Make a note in the English checklist below who is the group leader. So you don't need to do that bit. So submit your links here. Now that's last year, so I would have changed that. So here, all right. So now I'm going to go to Abby because I'm going to pretend that Abby is the tech lead. So I'm going to come over here and I need to do 2 things. I need to say Abby, Elsa, and Dan are working together. Okay. When Abby knows, okay, I'm sorry. Let's kind of pull it back a bit. The reason I've put that here is because I'm pretending Abby is the tech lead. I could even make Matt's life easier by putting tech lead like that, okay? And then you also need to decide who's the group leader. Let's pretend that's Elsa, group leader. Okay, students in the past have also just coloured it differently. So I can see Elsa's in charge. The reason I need to know who the group leader is so that when things aren't happening, I can say, Elsa, your group hasn't done any work, what's going on? And Elsa can say, back off, we're all really busy. And I can go, okay, just to make sure you're all right. Okay. And the final thing you will need to do is you'll need to type link in here and you'll need to give me a link to either your plan or your folder. Doesn't matter to me which one. But let's pretend I'm going to do this plan. Okay. So if we put the link in there, that's all you need to do, and that's all you need to do because you've already shared it with me and Sue here. Okay, so you don't need to share it again, and no one else can access it. That's the important thing. It's your work. You might come up with ideas in your plan that no one else has come up with, and you want to keep that original score. You don't need to put the link in Elsa's and Dan's, just the tech lead. Okay, so that's everything the tech lead needs to do. One other thing you might want to think about to make your life slightly more complicated, but you can ignore, is you might want to go, Matt has told us that we need to work in Google Slides on the real thing. Why don't we practice using Google Slides now? So you could go new, Google Slide, create and share. Remember, it's already going to share it with everyone and everyone will have editing rights. And you might go, we don't want to work in that. We'll use the headings because Matt said we flunk it if we don't use those headings. But instead, I'm going to do the plan here, and we're going to work in this, and instead the link is going to go to that one instead, because we're going to choose to work in Google Slides. That is your group's choice. There is no pressure from me on which one you choose. They both have their benefits. One is easy and clean and clear for you to practice, and the other one is you having a go on the real McCoy. So up to you, but that's the video. That's everything the tech lead has to do. Let me stop recording.